On today's episode of Articulated Ninja.
Children, gather round.
Celum aeternam celum, aeternam celum, aeternam celum, aeternam celum, aeternam celum.
No retreat.
Aeternam celum, aeternam celum.
And by Spartan law, we will stand and fight. To die. A new age. An age of freedom. And all will know that 300 Spartans gave their last breath to defend it.
Principio creavit Deus caelum et terram. Terra autem erat inamis et vacua et tenebre. Ferebatur super aquas. Dixit quo Deus fiatus et facta est lux. Et vidit Deus lucem.
Yo, what is good, everybody? Articulated Ninja here. And I just want to talk to y'all real quick about this Brotoys Kratos, not Kratos action figure. This thing is crazy. This may be the most detailed action figure in my collection. And I just mean everything. The armor, the face sculpt, definitely the face sculpt. I feel like this is a 1/12 scale Hot Toys.
That is blasphemous.
Let's just get it. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about real quick. All right, so y'all know what time it is. Let's check out D-ass on this action figure.
Hey, yo.
Pause. I'm talking about detail, articulation, accessories, and size. Where's your mind at? Detail. I feel like if it came out of this box, sculpt in detail, it's automatically a 10. Like, even down to the smallest things. The things that probably shouldn't even matter. Like, I feel like it's a 10. I'm not lying. If it came out of the box, it's a 10 on detail. Look at this damn axe. Look at this axe.
Would you look at this?
It's not just a figure, they went hard on detail. Look at this damn axe. Look at the detail, the sculpting. Look at how small some of these engravings are on this axe. Look at the paint apps. You can see the blue little gem at the top of the axe. This is wild. Look at this shield. Look at these double blades. Yo.
Just look at it.
This has detail, sculpting, and great paint apps in places that I feel like is gonna go unnoticed by 90% of people that buy it anyway. This is no lie, a miniature Hot Toys. Every piece of armor on this guy has crazy amounts of detail, sculpting, paint apps. I mean, even the tiny pieces of armor, like, I don't know, the little piece of armor on his hand, you guys can see right here, they tried. I feel like they just tried on every corner of this guy. But for me personally, nowhere screams more detail than the face sculpts and the eyes. The eyes scream that they tried to me. Like, I don't know what type of gloss they used, but I wish even domestic companies, cheaper companies, I wish they could just use a similar type of gloss on the eyes. The way that the eyes capture light, this shit looks real. Like, his eyes look real. This isn't a special effect, guys. Like, I'm literally just moving the light around and you can see it reflecting in his eyes. Beautiful. Detail wise, this thing is absolutely beautiful. To me personally, this figure has two major flaws, but detail and sculpt and paint apps is 100% not one of them. So this figure is really, really good in terms of articulation, double hinges. He can hold every weapon in almost any way imaginable. I can get him into all the God of War poses for the most part. One of the two major flaws I found with this figure is this waist belt area piece. It restricts his legs. So he can't really do the splits and he can't really kick forward high at all. Now, it's not like Kratos to be throwing a bunch of kicks anyway, so I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. But I mean, he does kick. He's a Spartan, and they kick people into holes all the time. He's a savage and he uses every part of his body to win a fight. So I would like for him to be able to kick a little bit more, but that is a minor flaw to me because he has double hinge knees. He has an amazing rocker at his ankles. Like everything here is good, man. The ball joint on his wrist, everything is good. And none of the armor aside from that belt crotch area restricts anything. The shoulder pads don't restrict nothing. And just to show you guys real quick, if we snap them apart at the waist area, just so you can see, this is how much that red waist piece actually does limit his articulation. Without it on, look at how much this guy can kick. So the articulation is there. It's not a matter of it not being there, but it is restricted due to that waist part. So what I chose to do, channel members, go check this video out. I just uploaded this video for my channel members. I actually decided to cut off the sides of this. This way I can still get him into kicking poses, but not removing all of it because I still want him to have that look. So I just trimmed off the sides and I just got right back to the regular review. I know I'm never going to sell this and I didn't need to do this modification to be happy with the figure, but since I wanted to be happier with the figure, I said this is a very small modification to do and it makes a world of difference in the articulation department. It's not necessary, but if you would like to access more articulation with the figure, it's what you can do. Channel members, go check that video out. But that's why for the rest of the review, you won't see the tassels or anything on the side. I knew I was going to do this, but I said I mainly need to promote this figure as is, not after the modification for the majority of this video. I mentioned earlier in a review that everything that comes with this guy, extremely detailed, amazing paint apps, beautiful sculpt. I am completely happy with all the accessories here. I still have one major flaw with the figure, which we're going to save for the judgment section at the end of the video. But in terms of accessories, I'm extremely happy here. But I do want to highlight the magnets on this guy are extremely strong. Like, look at this belt piece. It's extremely cool how strong these magnets are. I can hold him up by the belt and he doesn't fall down. That's how strong I can hold the weight of the figure. These magnets are really, really strong. And I like that they incorporated magnets on certain parts of the figure here. But hey, the magnets that they did include on this thing are super damn strong, so that's pretty good. He does come with these bendy wire chains, and I wish that they were stronger. They are a really thin millimeter or grade, I guess, or whatever, but I wish they were a little bit stronger to actually hold the blade up as if he was throwing it. But they are strong enough to be posed around his body, so that is pretty cool right there. I won't be using them, but at least it's an option. Also, they did include extra ball hinges for his wrist. Now my wrists seem pretty strong. They don't feel loose or cheap or nothing, but it is really nice that they threw this in there as a just in case. I love when companies do that. So if you're a Kratos fan, you already know he is a tall guy, but here he is next to some of my Berserker Studios gods that I have. I really like his scale here, especially considering that the gods were able to manipulate their height, as well as that beautiful King Arthur figure all the way to the left of the screen. He looks pretty cool with them as well. Here he is next to some Marvel Legends, as well as some more Marvel Legends that really surprised me with how great these were. And then we have him next to some G.I. Joe Classified. Here we have him next to some Valorverse Action Force figures. And then we have him next to the Savage Crucible figure and the Shao Kahn Storm Collectibles figure. I would love to see Kratos just beat the shit out of Shao Kahn. I would love to watch that. Then we have him next to my SH Figure Art Kit Bash Todoroki, as well as my Jada Toys Ryu. Then we got him next to some bigger boys right here, the Loose Collector Hyde Big Bad Toy Store exclusive and the Axie Toys T-Rex. And then we got him next to the only person that will absolutely destroy Kratos. It's not even up for debate, it's a fact. Dicky Boy Spider-Man. Alright, my biggest negative with this figure, it's more of a preference thing for me, but the way that they did the armor on the shoulder pads, they have this big ass magnet right here at the top of his shoulder, meaning that if you want to take this armor piece off, you cannot. Those big ass magnets are going to show. How is that a great idea? I guess, I don't know, but that's just a preference thing, because there's some people that's like, well, I always want him to have that armor on. Okay, I get it. I would just like to also have the options to have him bare arm as well, just like some of the other gods that we've seen from Berserker Studios and stuff. They have a bicep piece but it's just on there with friction. I think they could have did the same thing here. Soft plastic, friction around the bicep, it would have been totally fine instead of these big ass magnets. Now, outside of those big ass magnets, this figure is absolutely beautiful. I have no complaints. Shout out to 5K for sending this to me early to review. I already had it on pre-order and I've been kind of worried lately because I did pay that pre-order deposit for it, but I was worried because I didn't know if it was actually going to be worth the money. This is $100 figure, but now having this in hand, this is more of a Mezco type of figure. So for me, the price is really justified. This is $80 for the standard and $100 for the deluxe. I'd say just go with the deluxe so you get the extra weapons, extra head sculpts, etc. This figure is absolutely beautiful, man. I don't feel comfortable comparing this to like Marvel Legends or even Mythic Legions. This is at a much higher price point. This is around $100 for the deluxe version. So this is more of a Mezco type of figure. It has cloth goods and, you know, very similar to Mezco, but in that Mezco realm, I think this really holds up. So I'm assuming this thing will be dropping really soon, if not maybe already available, but the pre-order and the link to it is available in the description below over at 5ktoys.com. Shout out to 5K once again for sending this to me early to review, especially because at this point he knows, unlike other reviewers, I'm not just gonna double down on the positives, I'll also double down on any type of perceived negatives that I have about the figure, even if they're just some preference things, because you know, some of my viewers might share similar preferences to me. But if you're a fan of God of War and Kratos in general, this is easily the best Kratos action figure to ever be released, and it should be at that price point. It's not a cheap figure and it definitely doesn't feel like one. Yo, comment down below if you made it to the end of the review. Shout out to all of my channel members, man. We are going live this Friday at 9 p.m. and we are going to talk about the absolute biggest negative for being a content creator and trying to quote unquote keep it real with products and reviews and just your audience in general. We're just going to talk about the biggest negative that I have come across so far with doing this for almost 3 years now. But stop by Friday at 9 p.m. Come say what's up. Come listen to me rant and complain as I talk with everybody in the chat that pulled up to have a good, honest time.
G.I. Joe, classified, Marvel Legends on my mind, Valaverse and NECA time, Mythic Legions I must find, SH Figure Arts I can't lie, Rebel Tech got my pockets dry, Set Action Figures for life, Articulated Ninja is nice, yeah, you might wanna subscribe, Action